Well, I had a student made a request on how to make a clipping mask on a photograph, so I thought I would run through that really quick here. We're doing a class project where we're making light switch covers that'll go on a light switch, and it includes the switch as part of the artwork. And so the student had this idea that she would take Harold Lloyd and have him hanging from the light switch. So that's what I'm going to demonstrate today. So there's old Harold Lloyd. We want to cut the background out. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure he's sized to fit the light switch, which I have already done that part for you ahead of time. But now I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to cut the clock and everything out. I just want him. So I'm going to zoom in. You want to zoom in so you can see a fair amount of detail on what you're cutting out. And then all you do is you grab your pen tool and you find the edge where you want to make your cut, and you click and you drag. Now when you're drawing with the pen tool, if you click and drag, you're going to draw a curve, and if you just make a point like that and then another point, it's just going to make a straight line. So that's kind of how you control the line drawing in Illustrator. Now we're going to have a bit of a problem here because everything's black, so we're just going to have to kind of guess which way does his arm go here. So I'm going to just kind of go here, and I can adjust that. I can always go back and fix it if it doesn't look right. I'm going to, just for the sake of time, I'm going to go kind of quickly here. Notice I moved the screen as I'm working that little hand thing. You can click on the hand in the toolbar, or you can just hold the space bar down. That temporarily gives you a hand that you can grab things and move it with. So when I'm doing work like this, I use the space bar a lot to get the hand tool to grab my picture and move it as needed. So I'm just clicking here like so. I tell my students that you can think of one of these points when you're drawing with the pen tool. Kind of think of it like a garden hose, where the further you draw out from the point, you drag it out from the point, that's like the faucet's turned wide open and the water's going to shoot way out. And if you don't drag the little handle so far out, it's just going to trickle out. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. See, I didn't drag it so far so it would make a short curve. But if I drag it a long way, see how it makes that curve shoot out a long way. So it just depends on your need there. Alright, so you use the pen tool and find that edge wherever it's going to be, like so. I think that's quite like that. There we go. Something more like that. Alright, so I've closed my path off, and I'll double click the zoom tool to zoom out there. You can see I've got him completely surrounded now by a line. I'll go back to my black selection tool. I'm going to hold the shift key down and select the image as well. So both the image and my outline are selected. Then I'll use the object, clipping mask, and make. And there you have it. I've cut the background out using a clipping mask. Now, let's say I examine this, I want to zoom in and check it out and see if there's some problems with it. See, that looks kind of strange to me. I don't think that looks very natural the way I've drawn that. You can edit a path by clicking and holding the pen tool, and then you can add anchor points, you can delete anchor points. This convert anchor tool helps you to change it from a straight through smooth curve to a pointed curve. So why don't we do that? Let's convert this tool right here so it comes over more like something like that. Also, I like to give my outline a color or something when I can see what I'm working with. Let's see. Yeah, that was a bad idea, I think. Now, the white selection tool you would use to grab and move individual points. Okay, so you want to click one and select it, and then that allows you to just move that one point without disturbing the entire path. So let's see if I can get this to look more arm-like. That's probably more like it. So select Command 7 is the shortcut, and there's my clipping path.